What's going on, fam? It's Nee. Welcome to STEMedia Live. What's going on, Keisha? How you doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey, Jenny, good to see you. Welcome to STEMedia Live. Yes, I'm excited to be on this live session. I'm excited to have y'all here. Shout out to everybody, the sassy scientist. Maritza, good to see you. Thanks for coming through. We got the men of the hour in the building. Man, I'm excited, man. This is the place, for those who do not know, where we chat with some of the most inspirational and creative people in the STEM community. And today is no exception. We got a phenomenal guest coming up, man. This guy has been blowing up. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised we were able to get on his calendar, just to be honest with you. So he's been doing amazing things out here in the educational field ever since he's been into it in the game, but most notably since the quarantine and the COVID-19 situation began. But do me a favor, y'all, if you're just joining, shout out to the replay squad. Let me know how you're doing. Even if you're watching this on replay, give me a thumbs up if you're feeling good. Let me know how you all are doing. Of course, this week has been crazy. Things have been crazy. It's been pounding on top of things, but I definitely want to make sure everybody on here is good. Everybody on here is doing well. If not in general, at least for this next hour where we just get to hang out, you can just kind of vibe with us. My man Tamu, good to see you, brother. Definitely got to get you on here soon. Just let me know how you doing. Give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Thumbs up, the sassy scientist. Yes, that's what I like to see. I'm doing pretty good, to be honest with you. Today was a Sunday, obviously, but it wasn't a bad one. I got some stuff done. Been working pretty hard in my 9 to 5 as an engineer, and I definitely hope that you all continue to move forward. Thanks for the hearts, Marissa. Yep. So check it out, man. Without further ado, everybody, I love seeing the thumbs up. Thanks for checking in. I love it. Thanks for checking in. Absolutely. For those who don't know, again, STEMedia Live is something we do every Sunday, and it is officially brought to you by the STEMedia Network. Oh, I got a little glare on there. The STEMedia Network is our brand new streaming service. It's in beta now, where you can find exclusive videos, interviews, courses, so much more to help empower your STEM career. So go to STEMedia.com to find out more about the STEMedia Network and get a free 30-day trial. Awesome, Jenny. Thank you for that. Yes, celebrate. All right, y'all. So let's get this thing going. I'm so excited. This gentleman has been someone that the STEMedia Network has been keeping an eye on for a while. He's been doing amazing things. His spirit, his passion really represents just what we stand for. And so without further ado, I want to introduce you all to Mr. Jonte Lee. He's been teaching in STEM. He's been teaching STEM in DC public schools for 8 years. Before becoming a high school teacher, he worked in the corporate sector as a marketing specialist. His first call to teaching was when he volunteered for the Big Brothers and Big Sister program, while also still working in the private sector. There he would read to his little brother twice a week, and he liked it so much that he sought out to become a teacher. And so he taught some college business courses part-time, and he went on to get a certificate from the Reach to Teach alternative program at Howard University there in the DC area. Through teaching, he says he has found his passion, and he cannot see himself doing anything else. He enjoys making meaningful connections with students and pushing them academically forward. His greatest joy is seeing them grapple and eventually learn the concept. So check it out. D1 Meeks. What's going on, Mark Mashine? Good to see you. Y'all do me some favor. Kelly, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Give me some hearts. We about to bring my man Jonte, the high school chemistry teacher, on this STEMedia Live. So let's get the hearts going. Presenting to some, introducing to others, none other than Mr. There we go. I love it. Hey, there he is.
Hey, man. How is it going?
Oh, it's good, brother. It's good. Listen, those hearts right there, that's the applause. That's you coming out on the stage. You know what I mean? If it was a late night show, obviously we would have a band and all that. But Jonte, man, I'm just happy to have you on. Welcome to STEMedia Live.
Thank you for having me. I am happy to be here.
Yeah. DC is in the building. The DMV. Shout out to everybody from the DMV area represented tonight. I know we got Keisha on. I don't know if you know her, but man, let's get into it, Jonte. We want to break the ice. We want to break the ice really quick and ask you our typical starting question that we ask all of our guests, and that is, give us a fun fact about yourself, something that a person wouldn't expect to know after hearing that wonderful bio of yours.
Believe it or not, I am an extreme introvert. Even though I teach, even though that I do public speaking engagements, I am an introvert. There's nothing more I want to do than come home, wrap up in a big oversized blanket, turn my AC on as low as it could go, and just chill and just watch anything and just chill.
Just veg out, basically.
That's all I want to do. I am an introvert, and that people don't think I am. That people think I am an extrovert, but really and truly, I am an introvert.
Oh man, how many of y'all can relate to that? If you're watching this, I can relate, man. Where it seems like you just giving, and you're giving like some really good energy, but afterwards you're like, I need to recharge. That's basically.
And there's nothing like a good nap. I love a good nap.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the naps, man, and all that. No, I feel you. I wouldn't expect you to say that though. Definitely, I thought you were an extrovert just from seeing your persona. You've been everywhere lately, man, and people in the comments can raise their hand. Kelly says she agrees as well. All right, man. So we got Jonte Lee, y'all. We got Jonte Lee with us. He's a high school chemistry teacher, but he wasn't always such. You were not always such. Tell us a little bit about the early days. First of all, where are you from originally, and what were some of your early bents as it relates to a career?
So I always wanted to become a teacher. That some children play with action figures, some play with Barbie dolls. I play with textbooks. I always wanted to become a teacher, but the thing is, I never had the courage to become a teacher.
Okay,
I let rumors just get in the way of low pay, misbehaving students, not sub-supportive administration, and so I didn't have the courage to walk into my passion. From there, my first career started in corporate America. I was successful, but I wasn't happy. I didn't feel I had a profession. I left corporate America. I worked for the nonprofit and sector. Still, I was not happy. And it wasn't until I became a big brother and also taught at the University of Phoenix, I was like, bro, I like my volunteer work and that my part-time job more than I'm loving my full-time job. And just by pure accident, I was driving down Georgia Avenue in DC, and I never listened to the radio. So I heard this program called Ready to Teach at Howard through the School of Education. I went there, and 3 months later, I was a full-time teacher in the classroom, and I never looked back.
Wow.
Never
give him some love for that story. Man, you are yet another example of someone we've had on here who started down a career path, but had to come to terms and be honest with yourself that, like, yo, this isn't for me.
Right.
But this to take a step back though, like, and where did you say you were originally from? Where are you originally from?
New Orleans, Louisiana.
I heard it, man. I didn't even know this, but I heard the accent as you were talking, man. I heard it.
So many people say that.
Shout out to the
one thing everybody asks me to say is, "Hey, baby."
Hey, baby. What it do? What y'all used to say? I had a dude from North. He always be like, "Hey, say, bruh. What you doing, bruh?
How you do, Shaq?"
Shout out to New Orleans. Man, I love New Orleans, man. I went down there and basically got sick off of pralines and beignets.
Yes.
It's crazy. I ate so much.
They are addictive.
They are, bro.
They should be FDA regulated. And but really and truly, as I'm thinking about it, the lesson that I learned is be true to who you are, and walk in your passion. Oftentimes that it takes us a moment to find our passion, but when you do, walk in your passion and walk in your truth. And I have never looked back, not one day.
That's huge, man. So just to take a quick step back again, like you obviously wanted to be a teacher at a young age.
Yes.
But somehow you got convinced to go and study something else in college, which was initially what?
Okay, so undergrad is in biological science with the minor in chemistry. And do you remember the movie Legally Blonde?
Yep.
From long, long ago. Remember that part in the movie where the law professor said, I just think she just woke up one day and said, I'm going to law school. That's what happened to me. I woke up one day and said, I'm going to grad school. I did not know the steps. So I was walking down the hallway inside of the science building, and I was just pulling off those informationals for grad school. And I filled them all out. And in my mind, that's as far as I was going to go. And so I got offers to skip my master's and go straight for my PhD. And I was like, cool, you know, PhD. And it was going to be in microbial biological sciences. And so from there, cool, bruh. I lasted only 1 year because it wasn't my passion. Yeah. I was not happy in that PhD program. And that, as you know, getting your PhD, that is a long night. That's a long road.
It is.
And if you're not passionate about it, that's it. Yes. And from there, I had to, like you wouldn't believe. Yeah. And from there, I said, Jonte, where were you most happy at? And once again, teaching. But I was like, I was too afraid to teach. And so where was I second happy at? Well, when I worked in retail, you know? And so from there, I opted to get my master's in marketing. So I was like, cool. And from there, I went into corporate America. And all the while, I still was not happy. I love science. I love business. But there was, I felt stuck. I felt I was settling in life, and that I was beginning down the path of just existing and not actually living.
I got you. And I see you keep saying, and we want to get to this. Like, let's talk about the money though, because obviously,
let's talk about money,
right? Right. Obviously, there was a difference in pay from, you know, a person who has these graduate degrees in a certain field, but yet still you feel called to teaching. What type of change was it in salary? Or, you know, you can be as specific as you want to be, or what process that you have to go through just to be able to adjust to this new reality of pay. Yeah.
So fortunately enough, and this is the thing about walking in your truth. If you believe in God, Buddha, the universe, whatever, it will align for you. When that I moved to DC and that I transferred through my job in a nonprofit, I was making $45,000 living in DC. $45,000.
In DC, that's like nothing.
Nothing.
That's spending money.
Okay. Lunch money. Yeah. My rent was $700. And I'm like, yes, nice. But the thing is, I got my apartment sight unseen. So coming from Kansas to DC, sight unseen. And the moment I walked in, I went, that's why $700. But I couldn't afford to do anything else. So going from the nonprofit straight into teaching, guess what? I got a $30,000 raise. What? I started off my first year teaching making $75,000.
Keisha, you hear that? So you telling me that simply by going and following your calling, it actually
the money will come.
It get paid. You got a $30, and you were a brand new teacher.
Brand new teacher. I had a master's plus 60. They gave me work experience, and I came in making $75,000, a $30,000 jump. And so right now, I am proud to say I make six figures as a teacher.
Wow.
And that's just my base salary, not the other stuff that I do. The lesson in that, it's not about the money. So many business moguls say, Oprah said it, Gary said it, P. Diddy said it. Follow your passion and the money will come. And so the moment I started to follow my passion, that's when the money came. And that's for anybody.
Man, that's inspiring. I'm gonna acknowledge some of these comments. Sassy Scientist says, missed that. Let's see. She couldn't agree more. These are stories we need to hear more. Absolutely, Jonte. We need to hear stories like this. Amen, says someone else. Wow. A lot of people are responding. Tamu even said earlier, like, the pursuit of happiness is far greater than the amount of money. And you went after that, not knowing, you weren't guaranteed this ahead of time. You just kind of was like, yo, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And and it worked out for you. So I love this, man.
And so for me, I thought I was going to make $50,000. And when they came back and saying 75, I was like, wait, what? I was like, who? So when you follow your passion, everything else falls into place. That is the first step, is following your passion and following your dream and not somebody else's dream.
Yes. And about that, man, like, because one other thing I want to ask about the transition, because you were in a field, again, where, it could be seen more respectable by some, maybe even, but I'm sure you had colleagues, right, who noticed that you were volunteering more, that you were having attention and an interest in this, in teaching and all this extracurricular side stuff. But yet and still, they were like really invested in the marketing or in the nonprofit or whatever it was. Talk a little bit about the experiences you had when you began to kind of reveal to the people who didn't quite understand why you were doing what you're doing, and just any type of conflict that may arose from that.
Oh, yeah. So there's a couple of statements I want to respond to. So the first statement is that people don't have this high respect for teachers in the United States. People feel the reason why you are a teacher is because you can't hack it anywhere else. And I was having a conversation with my best friend yesterday. She said, Jonte, you're getting all this media attention. What's the next step? And I said, what if teaching is my step? She said, but you've been doing so much more. And it hit me in that moment. Why is it that we feel teachers can be doing so much more than what they're doing? Do you, as a parent, want me as a teacher, or you want a teacher that got stuck in this field? Which one do you truly want? Why is it a bad thing to have a smart, capable, innovative teacher? Isn't that what we want for our education system?
Wow, that's a good point.
So we don't think about it like that. We feel teaching is stuff people settle into. They say, well, why you want to become a teacher? Isn't that what we want? Are people who are passionate about teaching and who are smart and who are capable of it. And about the other point is, when I started working for the nonprofit, I told my boss, I said, hey, look, I have a second job. And she said, what? I said, yeah. I said, I'm teaching at the University of Phoenix. And she was not happy about it at all, because she wanted to make sure that wasn't going to interfere with my regular duties. However, the University of Phoenix classes are once a week from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. straight for 4 hours. And even though I was exhausted, I loved every moment of it. My family was like, Jonte, you are too smart to become a teacher. And I'm like,
what?
Don't we want smart teachers?
Right.
Like, so what you're saying is that we want dumb teachers?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that. Yeah.
And the thing is, education has changed. And teachers are being held more accountable, because we all had the teacher that, we'll walk in that class and we'll just watch movies and that we were cool.
Right.
And so a lot of my friends, when I say, hey, I can't go out tonight. Hey, I can't go to happy hour. Why? Because I have papers to grade. Hey, I have to prepare for a lecture tomorrow. Oh, just play a movie for them. No, I can't because why would I cheapen their education by not giving them the gold standard of instruction? And lastly, parents, even though they are active or not active, they have an unspoken trust with the teacher. I'm trusting you with my greatest investment. And that I am expecting, through this trust relationship, through you, I'm going to get a portion of my return to be my best. I am breaking our trust relationship and with the parent and also with the student, and most importantly, with the taxpayers who are paying my salary. So we do have a negative perception of teachers, and that hopefully through all the media stuff I'm doing, people will not have a greater respect for teachers because we are smart, we are capable, we are passionate.
Absolutely, absolutely. Turk 43 says, I think the lack of prestige of teaching profession deters people, more people than the perception. The lack of prestige deters more than the perception, and sometimes the reality of a low salary. I think that is so key, man. And I love the fact that I have you here on STEMedia, because I think that's very similar to the STEM fields as well. Like, we as a society seem to build up some certain professions and not so much others. You know what I mean? So like entertainment, athletics, though we respect those fields, we have people like yourself who feel inclined to go one direction when they're designed, they're built, their real calling is somewhere else, but it just doesn't look as prestigious as it needs to look.
And that is the problem. And I was having a conversation with the male educationists of color last week, and I said, we push our children to become doctors, lawyers, CEOs, but we are negating the regular entrepreneurs in our own neighborhood. The guy that owns the barbershop, the guy that owns the food truck, the sister that owns her own clothing store and on the corner. What people don't realize is, and that because I walk that life, is when you are in those other jobs, you can't be authentically who you are. You have to show up as someone else. And there's a term which I hate called code switching. I hate that. But we are taught we have to code switch in order to be successful in those other entities. But that brother who owns that barbershop is him day in and day out. That same person that you meet in that barbershop is the one, and you're gonna meet in that outside. And that I didn't realize this. Even though that you have more prestige, it doesn't mean you have more money. You may have more bills, and so your disposable income is small. But that brother who owns his own barbershop and doing what he loves can also be himself. He don't have all these bills, but his expenses are low, and his disposable income is more than what the CEO is making, because he's following his passion.
Man, listen, I know we could actually have a whole nother podcast or a whole nother interview about finances, bro. Because I definitely have, in my research of you. Y'all give him some hearts if you're enjoying this fire he's bringing. And I want to get into some of your recent stuff, but just to quickly, on finance, I'll bring this up. I understand that you have had an experience of paying off student debt. And
talk about that.
Talk about that a little bit too, because you got these degrees. Go ahead, talk about it.
I'm gonna be honest. When you have a lot of debt, that is embarrassing. People feel embarrassed, and so they don't want to tell you how much debt that they had. I went to grad school. I had federal loans and plus also private loans. Those private loans, I'm gonna be honest with you, that was just play money. $75,000 that I took out just because I wanted to floss, just because I wanted to
just so you could get a refund check.
Because I could. Wow. And if you ask me where that money went, it went to complete bull. Bull. I
believe you. I believe you, man.
I'm not lying.
I've been there. Yep.
So I graduated with my graduate degree in 2006. And it was last year I paid off my private student loans. Not because I was making my monthly payments, and that because I was making my monthly payments, blah, blah, blah. And so then one day I woke up and I'm like, let me check my student loan balance, because if I've been paying this stuff for over 10 years, the $75,000 should now be around 10. Guess what? It was 60.
Whoa.
60.
What was his numbers again? You said
let me tell
you said 75 to 60, 7,500?
$75,000.
75,000 to what?
$60,000. And that I've been paying that from 2006 to 2019.
And you only paid off $15,000 of it.
Ask me why. This is why. Because I didn't read my contract. Every quarter, they can adjust my interest rate up or down. 1. 2.
Variable, yeah.
My variable interest was not based on the U.S. interest rate. It was based on an international interest rate. I didn't read the terms of my loan. 3. I took a deferment out twice. And with private student loans, you were only to take out a deferment twice in the lifetime of your loan. So when I took out that deferment, my balance jumped from $75,000 to $85,000. But still, you like, Jonte, if you've been paying something for more than 10 years, you should have been paying more than $20,000 in principal. No, my interest rate kept increasing and increasing and increasing.
That's insane.
So
you just
I was never getting ahead. That's all that was. And so it was 2018. Excuse my language. I got pissed. I said, and so I checked my balance. My balance was $57,000 and plus some change. I paid it all off in 1 year. I paid it all off in
Y'all gotta give them some love for that. Y'all gotta give them love. That's discipline, man. I love it.
And this is how I did it. People ask me and all the time, and the one thing I hate about people who brag on their accomplishments but never tell you how they did it. Well, and then don't brag then. This is how I did it. It's very simple. 1, I did I had to become honest with myself. Jonte, face this. This is how you got in this situation. 2, I had to be compassionate with myself. The Jonte that took out I did the snowball debt repayment. I had 5 student loans, 5, and they were not consolidated. So I started to pay off the smallest one first, and then roll that over to the next one, and then roll that over to the next one, and then it happens. But you're wondering, where did you get $57,000 from extra in 1 year?
1 year,
I worked extra jobs. I was so tired, I was walking into walls. I had 5 different types of jobs. Look, if you have a degree, you can teach online. There are online high schools. There are tutoring services. You can work in retail. Every extra dollar that I made, I dumped it into my student loans. I got a raise. I got a bonus, and that because the union renegotiated our contract and with the city, and so that we got back pay. Guess where that went? Student loans. And because I was paying $800 a month in student loans, and then get this, as I was paying them off, my interest rates kept increasing. I call the people.
They were trying to trap you, man.
I said, hey, I'm not a credit risk. So why are you increasing my interest rate? Oh, because according to the terms of your contract, it is based on the international interest rate, a country I don't even live in.
I don't even pay taxes into those people. What was it? What was London? Or what was it?
Yup, boom.
Okay,
London.
It's crazy.
Boom. And so now, after I got mad and that I paid them all off in 1 year, $57,000. If I could do it, trust me, if I could do it, you can do it. Y'all give him some love. Jonte Lee is with us. He is renowned. See, somebody said 5 jobs. Yes, I had 5 different jobs and then still woke up every day and went and taught class.
I love it, man. That's dedication. And that's evident, man, in your success. It's your dedication. And you all give them some hearts, give them some love. And as you all can see, if you just join us, right at the bottom of the screen, we have the renowned high school teacher who made his kitchen a chemistry lab for students. And so just want to pivot a little bit. And by the way, if you're in the comments and you're writing questions, I see them. Miss Cherry. I see your questions. We're definitely going to try to get as many as we can. And but man, you've been getting a lot of attention lately now just for who you are. And I can see why, right? Like, you are an individual who has found his place place. You found your purpose. And there's something just attractive about that, right? And there's something that is effective about being exactly where you're supposed to be. And as you told us, teaching was that profession, and you're in it now. And so lately, you've gotten a lot of attention for the adjustments that you've made for bringing, education home. My wife's a teacher, by the way, and she's had to teach online during this whole COVID quarantine situation. And she came into me one day and said, "Have you seen this guy? He turned his kitchen into a chemistry lab. You need to get him on STEMedia Live." And so when I looked at it, I said, he looks familiar, because I was already following you. We were already connected on IG. And I was like, oh, yeah, definitely. I know who this guy is. And so, man, I remember reaching out, and it was only a matter of time, I felt, before we could get on. But, man, you've been everywhere as a result of this story. The Kelly Clarkson show. He's on this. Good
Morning America.
Good Morning America. Yeah.
I'm on Amazon Prime.
Guys, he is on Amazon Prime right now. The show is called Regular Heroes, correct?
Regular Heroes, yep.
Regular Heroes, Prime. Hosted by Kevin Hart. Yes. So talk us through give us the whole story of just like where the idea first came from, and then how did this thing start blowing up, just by you being you.
So what it is that when we were told that we were going to be doing learning from home or distance learning, I took as much stuff in as I could from my classroom, and because whenever my students logged in, I wanted them to see a familiar environment. See, if y'all can see, this is what my kitchen looks
Those are your cabinets. Those are your cabinets up there.
Cabinets. Yeah. And because when a student is in their familiar environment, their anxiety decreases, and that's when learning can increase. Yeah. And I didn't know what I was going to do. The idea just popped into my head, and I say just go with it. Thank God for it. My principal, she sent me a text message one day, and she said, "I need you to teach a lesson." And I said, "Chemistry, physics, or you want me to do a staff professional development?" And because that I am the science teacher coach too. And she said, "I want you to do an interactive lesson for the kids." And I'm like, okay. So I transformed this. I got on Instagram Live. I did the experiment. I was asking questions, answering questions. And at the end, all the kids kept saying was, "Do this again, do it again, do it again." And I'm like, okay, cool. I got you. And this is told their friends who told their friends, and bruh, I got people logging in all the way from San Francisco to Boston. I have parents writing me. I have, most importantly, Black young male scholars telling me, "Mr. Lee, I wait for your flyers on when is your next lesson, because I want to be a chemist. I want to be a scientist." And that right there means more to me than any recognition that I could possibly get. But how did I start to blow up was a local ABC reporter named Tobias, that he saw the social media tweet, and he reached out, and from there it was like boom, 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 boom. Yeah. So you got featured on the local news first, and the story caught the eye of obviously some national. I got featured on local and ABC, and that is WJLA. And then I was on the local and NBC. And then from there, Good Morning America started to reach out, and Weekly reached out. Different magazines were reaching out, and you reached out. And man, when I got your Instagram DM, I was like, man, this is what I've been waiting on, bro. Like, come on. Hey, man. I know this dude see me, man. It's like, come on. Like, I'm dying to get in on this show. It's like, what's up? Yo, man. Well, so we had to let Good Morning America. We didn't want to invade. We didn't want to take you away from them. You know what I mean? We got to let them get theirs. And then, now I'm just playing. Listen, I just want you to know, man, I am very appreciative that in the midst of all you're doing, I mean, you even told me today you had some recording and stuff going on. Yeah. That you took the time to be on STEMedia.
You know what I mean? Like, this is a platform that means a lot to me, means a lot to the people that we continue to serve. And the fact that you did an Amazon Prime, you did a Good Morning America, you did a weekly, and then you're now on STEMedia Live just really means a lot to me, man. So thank you. You make me feel good. Just to let you know, you make me feel good. Bro.
You are the one that I've been waiting on. But
awesome, bro.
The lesson that the teacher in me wants to tell everybody, don't miss opportunities.
Yeah.
Because people didn't know how to contact me, and because they didn't have my email, they would come into my DMs on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and that oftentimes we leave those messages unread. But I had people reaching out to me, hey, I'm trying to get in touch with you, and because I read if you send me a message, I promise I will read it. One day I had 489 messages. I read every last one of them, and I responded to every single one of them. And 10 of them were different opportunities that I would have missed if I would not have done that. So don't leave money on the table. And I cannot think of this lady's name. She was with the Obama administration, that she said the best advice that she got is respond to every email. Even if you have to say, I received your email, I will get back to you. Respond to every one of them. And that's how stuff started to happen for me.
Bro, I'm going to receive that lesson, because I don't know how you respond to 400 and some messages. I get just a fraction of that, and I'm like, whew, I'm going to have to break this up into shifts.
This is what you do. Like, here's my trick. Do it at 2 a.m. in the morning. And the reason why is because nobody's going to respond to you, because everybody's sleeping. And so you can knock it all out in 1 hour. And then you start fresh. And you now have and you now manage it. But respond to every single message in that, because you don't know who knows whom, and where that is going to. That's how I got on the Kelly Clarkson show.
Oh, okay. And then that was recent. How long ago was that?
They featured me on May 30th.
Okay.
And that's how I got it. That's how I got on Amazon Prime, was through Facebook. They sent me a message, and I always check those messages, not from friends. Always check those. And she was like, hey, I am a producer, and let's do this. And I was like, cool.
Oh man, I got quite a bit of those. I might need to go check my now from friend messages real quick, brother. Oh man, thank you for sharing that. Kat Carlos says it takes discipline. She says she will try. I'm with you, Kat. I am with you, Kat. Kelly says she struggled with her 5 little DMs a day. I'll tell you, Kelly. But listen, you're dropping some good lessons for us to take away and to really apply like immediately, Jonte. And I really appreciate that, man. I gotta ask, man, just did you get to chat with Kevin Hart a little bit? Like, how was that?
That is the most embarrassing thing I have, and they captured it all on.
I saw it. Yeah.
This would happen.
Yeah.
We want to film you talking to your students and teaching a class, and so I had students. And we were talking, I was catching up with them. And then the next thing I know, now we are doing this over Zoom.
Yep.
This person comes into the meeting. And now keep in mind, the way that I had my Zoom set up, that it was grids. And so that everybody's face was small.
We're seeing,
There's a new person comes
and that's been happening. People have been hacking in Zooms and stuff too.
Zoom bombing. And this person said, I'm Zoom bombing your class. And as a parent and also as a teacher, it's like danger, because your thought immediately goes to your child or your students. And so when I say blinders, I mean like thick blinders. And to where all I heard was Zoom bomb. And I was thinking, please don't say anything stupid. Don't post something stupid.
Right.
And even though I was not the host, I was trying to kick Kevin Hart out of the meeting. I was trying to mute him. I was doing my best. And the whole time my students were quiet. And I'm like, yes. And so then the producers, they are in the background saying, no, And when I said that, he said, Jonte, it's Kevin Hart. And I went, and the worst part about this, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
This whole time I'm going back and forth with Kevin Hart. My students knew who he was the entire time and said nothing.
They was watching you. They was watching you check them the whole time.
Yeah,
checking Kevin Hart.
Making a complete fool out of myself. And so I waited until the producers packed up everything. They was good down the road, and I called every last one of them. I said, did you know it was Kevin Hart? Yeah. And you didn't say nothing? You ain't loyal because y'all called my name for everything else. Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. And that's the one time that you should have called my name. You said nothing.
No, he's watching.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Lee, I thought and you were joking with him. You didn't hear all that clicking in that on my keyboard that was going on?
You were trying to get him out. You were trying to get him out, man. Oh, man. Kevin got kicked out.
And Kevin Hart could not let it go. Like, he had to clown me. He said, next time you better recognize me because nobody has a voice like me. And I was like, that is true, too.
Right. That's how you know. Yeah, that's how you know you're the real deal, though, man. Like, you weren't just like thrown off. You were all about business. You were like, yo, my students are first priority. Even though this multi-million-dollar celebrity is Zoom bombing right now, I don't have time to recognize. Yeah, I don't have time to acknowledge that. Yeah,
right. And so it was a great experience that he gave us a whole new chemistry glassware set, and plus also each student receives scholarships, and that is another thing.
Yeah.
Out there in TV land, this is something for us. This is the lesson for your students. You could never receive anything unless you show up.
Mm-hmm.
So if only 2 students showed up, they would have gotten those scholarships. Wow. But because more showed up, everybody got it. But if only 1 student showed up, they would have gotten a scholarship.
Yeah.
And so it is important for us to show up, even though that we may be tired and exhausted. We don't feel like snoozing. We don't feel like going to the city council meetings. None of that.
Ooh.
Show up.
Listen, man. Listen. Why you preaching right now, brother? That's all I know.
Can I just drop just one more lesson, please?
Go ahead, give it to us, brother. Go ahead. Take your time.
Okay.
Take your time.
Let me
take
get
your time, brother. Y'all gotta get these cards coming, man. Hashtag show up. There you go. Ahead.
Right here. I'm about to give you the best free advice that you about to, and it's free.
Yeah.
Sheet of paper, right?
I see it.
Okay. Both sides. That is the best advice I am about to give you. Tonight, tomorrow, on one side, write the names of the people who will promote you when you're not in the room, and that who will promote you without asking. The back. Write the names of people who can guarantee you a job. Not the people who could refer you, but who could pick up a phone call and guarantee you a job.
Okay.
And that it was 4 or 5 years ago, my list was blank. Then I started going to city council meetings. I know people on the city council.
Come on,
I know people
on DC.
On the E Suite in DC.
Yeah.
So now I have a list. Make your list, and that because that's what you are going to need.
Yeah. Make your list,
and show up to those meetings.
Come on, man. Hey,
you have to go to those community meetings. Like sometimes I don't want to go, but I realize this is going to be beneficial for me to form those relationships.
I see our guest, one of our recent guests, Dr. Mary Payton. She says, "Get in the game." That's her phrase. And what you're saying is basically the same thing. Show up. Get in the game, get active, and when you get that list, man. Oh man, and I can only imagine, over time, the more you show up, the more you're in the game, the more you're doing what you're supposed to do. The list is growing and growing and growing.
Because you don't realize people are watching you.
Yeah,
they are watching you, and I can tell you right now, companies right now are watching me. If I post something, they would send me a message. Hey, we just saw your post. Congratulations. I'm like, we're friends.
Man. Jonte, man, I'm just honored to have this time with you, bro. And this is great. You dropping so many gems, and we're not done yet, y'all. I just wanted to interject and just let you know, man, that I'm really enjoying this. Jenny is really enjoying it. So powerful, best live session ever. A lot of people say you're dropping so many gems. Shout out to people watching on YouTube. You know, we worked out a way to also get a lot of this on YouTube as well. So shout out to everybody that's a part of STEMedia Live watching this. Jonte Lee, go to Amazon Prime and watch this. Even if you have to get the free trial just to watch his episode.
Regular Hero.
Check out his episode. Everything he told, even the story about Kevin Hart, is captured right in that episode. So I think that's really cool. Yeah.
Embarrassing.
Yeah,
but the thing
man.
is with regular heroes that I want people to walk away with is we all are a hero to someone. Mm-hmm. No matter if we have a big job or supposedly, air quotes, a small job, we all play a part in making this world better. If this is the world and you just did this, you just changed that little piece of it to where this is no longer the same. Yeah. We all play a part. We all are a hero to someone. Yeah. Yeah. And that is so fitting, given the environment that we're in now. Exactly. The awakening I feel like some people have had to just the racial injustices in our world, in our country. And you're right. Like sometimes we feel like, what can I do? You know, what's my voice going to do? Or, you know, I can't change the whole system that's been put into place. And maybe you necessarily won't do certain roles of it, but you are still a hero and you can make a difference, as you just showed, even if it's in one corner. Even if it's one conversation, you can be a hero as it relates to stuff. And so I just love for you sharing that, man. And while I'm on that topic, can you just kind of mention maybe if you have any type of experiences or just your thoughts as it relates to, systemic racism and race in general in your teaching profession? Yes. Black male teachers represent 2% of the entire teaching force. 2%. That's it. Black male teachers, 2%. Yeah. From there, the research has shown that the black male teacher does not last more than 5 years in the classroom. Wow. No more than 5. So the ones that last more than 5, they are the outlier. Yeah. Black male teachers are viewed as disciplinarians and not content experts. Wow. And whenever we do speak about content, our audience has deaf ears because they go deaf to the black male voice when it comes to content. But when it comes to discipline, let me go to this teacher here. Yeah, or you get them straight. Yeah. Correct. And so what administrators are now, what they have been doing is they would take all the challenging kids and pile them on the black male teacher because they feel, you can connect better with them, and so that you can move them better than your white counterpart. Well, you're not building a team here, and that because you're not teaching the white teacher how to handle different students and then the easy students. So you are doing her a disservice and therefore her development. And then you do have some teachers who don't want to teach the challenging kids. And I have a problem with that because I'm a public school teacher, which means the public fund my salary. From the family who don't have to work to the family who has to work 6 jobs. Everybody funds my salary. So I should be able to teach the public. And so now what happens is when you get this black male teacher who has the challenging kids, and not that we can't handle them, but it's like this. We are constantly flexing a muscle. And when you constantly flex a muscle, you get muscle fatigue and you get tired. Yeah. And a lot of black male teachers want to teach those upper level courses, but because you are good with these kids here, these are the ones that I'm going to give you. And so we don't feel appreciated and we say, peace out, which is counterintuitive because economics teaches us when something is rare, it is more valuable. Yes. But yet you are devaluing us. So I am lucky to where I have a fantastic principal, Samantha Bright at Calvin Coolidge. Hey, Lee, yes, Principal Bright, this is our flagship program. I want you to teach it. But
Yeah.
Lee, that wasn't a question. I'm just
Yeah.
letting you know.
Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
pushes me to do
Yeah.
that, and that I am thankful for that opportunity, and that
Fantastic.
I'm thankful for her leadership.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're enjoying
So
this,
it is
y'all. Yeah.
systemic racism and that aspect, and plus also
Yes.
when I taught at a half and half school, the half white and half black.
Uh-huh.
What? How can you discipline a parent when you hear them calling you the N word? How? I mean, I could suspend your kid for that, but I can't suspend you.
Yeah.
How is it that when you come in and you sit across from my desk for parent teacher conference that you're questioning my content knowledge
Yeah.
because of the color and of my skin?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
when you walk out of my classroom to go to the next teacher, you didn't have the decency to walk all the way down the hall before you
Man.
called me the N word.
Yeah. That's tough,
So
man.
how does the community receive the black male teacher?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
does your white students receive the black male teacher? And then
Mm-hmm.
how does the black community receive the black male teacher? Because
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes, and this is only a sub part of the population, is that when you have single parent moms who want a strong role model for their child, they
Mm-hmm.
imprint
Mm-hmm.
that upon you. Hey,
Right.
Dad, he needs a strong male role model.
A father
Whoa,
figure. Yeah. Yeah.
a
You be
father
the father.
figure. And,
Yeah.
and so now you've given me an extra role
Extra role.
besides
Yeah.
teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's all the way all around that the black
Yeah.
male teacher experiences these things that are hardly talked about
Yeah.
because, hey, you, Jonte, a black
Yeah.
male, and you should be able to handle this.
This is what you're good at. This is what you're good at. Never
There
mind
you
the
go.
fact, because here's the thing, like when you talk about rarity, you're even more rare, not only being a black male teacher and all the statistics you share, but I know that a small percentage of teachers who teach STEM subjects are actually trained in STEM or have STEM degrees, right? And so you actually have, you did biology. I think you did pre-med, correct? So you actually have a STEM background. You're
I
a
have a
black male
STEM
teacher.
background. I'm even
Yeah,
published
and you're
in
published. That's
in
crazy.
first author
Right,
in the scientific journal, and I never forget
right.
when I went to my last school that the
Mm-hmm.
department chair after I was already hired. So why are you qualified to teach biology?
Yeah, yeah. What? Yep, yep. It's so easy. Are
Lady,
you
I
kidding
have more
me? Yeah,
degrees than you. Like I have
yeah,
more STEM hours than you. I'm
yeah.
published as the
You're
first
right.
author.
Yeah.
Where is your contribution to the academic body
Mm-hmm.
of literature?
Wow.
But because I was black and that
Yeah.
I was a black male.
You're seen as a certain. You just disciplinarian, father figure. That's your
Yes,
role. Forget your expertise.
yes.
Wow. I
Oh,
really,
Mr. Lee
man.
has great classroom management. Yeah, but with this principal I have, she acknowledges that, but she's
Mm-hmm.
also looking at this. Are you pushing these kids forward? Where is the
Yeah.
rigor in your classroom? Great
Yes.
job, Lee.
Academic rigor. Yeah, you got it,
Yeah.
bro. You got it. Man, listen, when this time is going, I want to make sure I get some really quick questions because Instagram
Yes.
is hard to stop. And I don't know, for some reason, we haven't been able to post a replay. We've been having to put it on IGTV. I don't know, Instagram probably testing some stuff. But here's some quick things I want you to really just quickly touch on. One, how do you see teaching evolving after we kind of come out of this whole period, this quarantine period, given the stuff that we've learned? And then two, carry on with the same thing. How would you advise a black woman to get their black male or to anyone get their children more engaged when they're working so hard? If maybe they're a single parent, maybe not, but they have finances to deal with all this stuff, and now I have to really try to get this person engaged in their coursework as well. Like, what advice would you have for that person? And then also speak on where you see education going.
So education is now being forced to go to more online teaching, because we resisted that for a long time, and because there's this fear of us being outsourced. You will always need a teacher. Always. Teaching will never be outsourced. You will always need a teacher. But now it's becoming, technology is now becoming a part of it. And when really and truly it was a focus, but now it is now the driving focus.
Got to,
for that Black mom and that who you described. There are free resources out there. Hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and I will refer you to it. Just quick to show you how to do it. At home science projects for my third grader.
Yeah.
And they even have free resources. So important. You must make education a priority. Just like we make bills a priority, we make going to our 9 to 5, or sometimes our 9 to 9. You have to make education a priority. There's nowhere, you have to budget for it. You have to budget time for it. You have to budget money for it. You have to put forth that effort.
Yeah. Man, if you're enjoying this, y'all give us some hearts, give us some love. Jonte, this has been a pleasure, bro. And I gotta get you back on. Like, we gotta do one.
I would love to come back.
We gotta do like a strictly just a topical, narrow, just go in on a specific topic, because I realize there's so much you're knowledgeable on. There's so much we can talk about. But please, man, for our last 2 minutes before we gotta go. Yeah.
I thought about it too.
Go ahead and give us how to follow you, what you want us to keep in mind and keep in touch with you, and then give us some parting words.
So if you want to follow me, it is Jonte R. Lee. Jonte, my first name, middle initial, R, and Lee, L-E-E. The best advice that I could give you is called PIE, P-I-E. Can everybody see that?
Here we go.
What it is. P stands for performance, I stands for image, E stands for exposure. One more time. Performance, image, exposure. If you want to get promotion, if you want to get a promotion, or you want to get ahead in life, follow this model. What it is this. How much time should and energy should be put into your performance, image, and also your exposure? With this, only 10% goes into performance. People put more than that, because you are expected to do your job out from the door. Only 10% for performance. 40% goes to your image. Or are you a person that shows up on time? Or are you dependable? Can you control your emotions? Do you submit everything early? Do you give the extra 115%? And then from there, when you have a good image, people are going to expose you to different opportunities. This is how those people who we work harder than them get promoted, because they have this perceived image. Because most jobs are never posted. It is through exposure.
Exposure. You know, somebody
10%, because you are supposed to do your job, but make sure you have a great image, and that will get you this exposure. Look it up. It's called the PIE model.
Bro, thank you so much, man. As the countdown is started right now. Listen, man, thank you. Is there anything I can do for you? We got to keep talking.